This was interesting to have to repair it as an old AKAI 1721 reel-to-reel tape recorder. It only seemed to work on one speed, which I think was the slower speed. If you selected the faster speed, it just didn't do anything at all. So this is having a quick look at what I did to it to get it working again. Right, this is the unit set to the slower speed, and if I turn it on with the motor spins, I've now set it to the slower speed is 3 3/3, and the faster speed, which is what I've just set it to, is 7.5. So if I now switch it on, you see it just doesn't move. I can try and coax it with a piece of wood. It sort of just about spins, but it really doesn't want to do it at that speed. But again, if I set it to the slower speed and switch it on, it works. The nasty sort of click at the end is that, well, I'm switching on and off with a variac, but the main click you're hearing is the speakers, the amplifier in it is making a noise when I power it up and down. Now, the most likely culprit of this not working is the run capacitor on the motor. So I've scribbled out a bit of a drawing from the circuit diagram to show the capacitors and how they're wired in, so I can investigate it more. Okay, the capacitor, which is this long thing here, has got 3 connections on it. One is a common, and then there's two capacitors inside it. There's a 2 microfarad and a 1 microfarad capacitor. You need to be a bit careful with this because it's actually got the mains going through it. And this here is a big big resistor. It's a 450 ohm resistor. That's for controlling the speed, basically. When it runs in the slower mode, it goes through this resistor. So on the big capacitor, 3 terminals. One's got a white dot, one's got a red dot, and the other one hasn't got any markings at all. And the one with the no markings is the common. So I need to change the 2 microfarad one. I've got a replacement one here, which I know I've actually tried it and it works. It's a big hefty thing. The reason there's 2 capacitors in this single capacitor is because you can switch the unit to operate from 50 or 60 hertz, depending on which country you're in. The switch for doing that is down near the power input. As I don't anticipate this being used anywhere other than the UK, I'm just going to fit the UK capacitor. Right, the new capacitor is fitted. I've just plugged it in and let's see how it works, or if it works. So we're set to the faster speed, this is the speed it didn't work at before. So I'm going to turn it on now. No problems there. Let's try the slower speed. And that's the slower speed. It's quite a bit slower, but it does actually work, which is great. So I've mounted the new capacitor, which is this big black thing, on the side of the old capacitor. Getting the old one out was going to be a bit tricky. It will come out, but you need a really short stubby screwdriver and things were just in the way. And actually, I figured that was the best place to put it anyway. There's because this got this metal bracket on it, it's not totally flat, so I've added a cable tie here just wrapped around the capacitor to bring it up to the same height as this raised bracket. So this capacitor's sitting on a largely flat surface. So, and then it's just held on with this cable tie, but it's also going to be held in place by this. This is the component lead, which is fairly sturdy, so it's not going to move. And from the front control, so we power it up. The motor's always running on this. That, I believe, is play. I haven't actually got a tape to try it. So that's the switch into play. Fast forward, rewind, so this one over here is spinning. So if we go to now on the faster speed, so that's the motor sorted out. There's another potential problem with this one, and it happens to, apparently it happens to most of these machines at some point. There's the light grey metal has got cracks in it, and that, I think it's sort of moved by a cam that's hooked up to the big, the big play control on the front. They get cracks in and they will eventually fall apart. So that's a bit of a showstopper, but apparently there are 3D printed ones available now on eBay. So if you had one and that broke, that would be an option of getting it working again. So thanks for watching. Hope you found it useful, and please subscribe to the channel for to be alerted of new videos I upload.